Back to a regular session for me this time, and a few things to talk about. Starting off with the deadlift, I had a really good time with 140. You'll see now that it really moved smoothly and quick. It was fast. And after this, I had in my mind, okay, I nailed down the positioning. I'm gonna go to 150, and it's gonna move as fast, maybe slightly slower, but still as nicely as 140 did. See, nice and straight. Back was flat. This was really good. Then I went to 150. Positioning wasn't as good. I ended up not really pushing much with my legs, and a lot of stress on my posterior chain, which was fine. I did not lose any engagement in my lower back, but not as good as the 140. Shame. I really had a good feeling about this one. Really need to be concentrated about positioning. 80 kilos front squat was alright. I really need to tinker with this. I want to get in a better, deeper position. I do not know where my shortcomings are in terms of mobility. I do feel like my knees should travel a bit forward. My upper back is kind of tight. I don't think my lats are tight as much as my upper back is. So working on that first should yield some progress. And supersetting that with the usual leg raises. I wasn't really trying to progress these much, so I've been doing 2 sets of 15 per session for a while now. Eventually I will go up to 20. It isn't really one of the priorities, so long as I put the work in, it's fine. And then a few back of reps with 65 kilos for the front squat. I do look okay from this angle. The upper back is a bit round. It's just the way my spine is, I guess. I believe I can improve that with work. I'd like to be deeper. Possibly the knees could travel a bit forward. More forward at least. And I was supersetting also the pull-ups on this one. I did not do any dips this session. Again, gym is super busy. I just found out that there was an offer for the month of January, so people who were joining were only paying £8, so that really explains a lot in terms of how busy the gym has become, on top of what it usually is on January at the beginning of the year. Few pull-ups here, and then I was doing the usual 5 with 8 kilos. Just getting the work in here. I was still thinking about that deadlift and that little imperfection. It's not a big deal, but it kind of bugged me at the time. I know that next time I'm gonna be thinking about that more. And after a couple of days off, after that crazy 3 reps in a row on the Nordic, I went back to doing them. I decided to stick to 2 reps only, and to just accompany the last rep to get some tension on the way down, get a nice eccentric in, and also a bit of a pull back up. As usual, supersetting these with the Lou raises. The title says booster session. Just an hour before this, I was getting my booster shot for COVID. It was the 3rd dose, and I really wanted to get in a lot of shoulder stuff into this session. During the previous 2 times that I got the vaccine, I made it a point to try and get as much blood flowing into that shoulder as possible, and it really helped all the times. Now the kettlebell swings, they are an exercise that I really like, and I would really like to implement them in my rotation. Even if not every day, I'd really like to, but the thing is that the gym only has 20 kilo kettlebells, and not that I'm strong by any stretch, but the kind of explosive work that I try to do is more on the low reps, high intensity kind of stuff. Especially with my jumps, I try to go up to maybe 5 try to push them as hard as I can, and I would really like to be able to have a very heavy kettlebell so I could get some explosive posterior chain exercises in there as well. This is the handstands, and definitely vertical was better than previously. Could be doing somewhat better with the legs, could be actually contract those leg muscles to keep a straighter line. Another thing to think about, I was really trying to get the shoulders engaged, and there's a thing to be said that this time I actually put the handstands at the end of the session, and I could not really get as much quality time on there because I was quite tired at that point. But nevertheless, it was good to feel fluid in those shoulders. This is just the last set that I could do. I wasn't able to stay there for longer than 20 seconds, I think. I was just really tired at that stage. But still, it's good work. My shoulder will probably feel sore tomorrow, but that's how it goes.